Hello and welcome to the demo video for the LinkedIn Business Marketing Report. This is a remake actually of a previous spreadsheet, which was a little bit more involved, and you actually had Google Analytics and all sorts of other information coming in, and it was a bit clunky, and also LinkedIn stopped letting you put in query strings, so it became a little bit broken. So I've made a simpler version of it, but I think a far more productive version in what it does. What this one does is it allows you to create a point system based on the different reactions and activity that you could have on your post. So for example, impressions, click reactions, comments, and reposts. So you can say, I'd like to score 1 point for every 10 impressions, 4 points for every 1 click, etc. So you can set the point structure up, because then you earn points rather than giving you information on the actions. So then you can gauge how well you're doing in each of those, because let's be honest, each of us are going to have different weight attached to impressions or clicks or reactions, and this gives you the opportunity to set it up for how you want it. You can change those at any time, but you can set those up and you can play around with the numbers as you wish. You've got the starting date. The spreadsheet lasts for a year, so you put the date in and it'll monitor it for 1 year. What you also need to do, remember, is when you download your LinkedIn data, and I'll show you this in a minute, it only lets you download up to a year. So if, for example, after this year is finished, you want to update the data, when you actually download it, just make a note of which is the first post that it's downloaded, and then make sure that any post prior to that, you leave in the raw data and don't actually overwrite it. So that make sure that you've got the full year's worth of raw data. But I'll show you how to do that in a minute. You can put in the normal time that you usually post your content. You can override this later on, so it's not the end of the world, but you can change that at any time. And these media options, you can put in, so I've got kind of plain image or branded image or video or slider. What kind of media are you attaching? That's just to help you in the report later on, which gives you a breakdown so you can see which one's performing better. You can change these at any time, but if you go to your LinkedIn post and whatever selections you've made, you would need to just make sure that you put those update those ones if you change these, because if they disappear, they'll turn red. Campaign. Oh, hang on. Did we cover everything yet? Yeah, we covered everything there. That's fine. Campaigns. You can just put in the different campaigns that you've got. All these figures will update as you put in some content, but you can put in all the different campaigns. Just don't put in any duplicates, and you can resort them. These you can select later on. Then you've got your LinkedIn posts. These ID codes, I'll get to those in a minute. Your LinkedIn post, the line number, you need to select the next row, because every post needs to have a unique number. You've got the post date, the date of the post that you want it to go off, and the time. And then all you do is you simply select that little check mark once you've actually scheduled it on LinkedIn. So you can obviously schedule ahead of time, so you might be scheduling a few more. This is just a reminder as to what's been scheduled, what hasn't been, and it'll flag up if you get to the current date and you need to schedule some new content. So all you do is you just simply select the next number, put in the date. That would, because I've pre-scheduled, let's just put the 30th of December. And you want to post at 10 a.m. You can change that. You can say, well, actually, that post I'd like to do at 11, and it'll be fine. It'll accept that. You haven't scheduled it in. You want to do it in, say, bespoke campaign, and you want to put in a branded image, for example. So now that you set up that post, as it were, now you just have to do the content for the post. So if you go to the content, it says required. So if we just scroll down to the bottom, if there were a whole bunch of them, you could just simply come and select all of these green, copy and paste values here. But because there's only one, we can just click on the yellow cell and just select it. It'll tell you what number to do. And then this is where you can type in your content. So you can type, for example, the first line, and then you can press Alt and Enter, and you can drop down another one. You can put in a new line. You can press Alt and Enter. You can put in a hashtag, spreadsheets, whatever the case might be. You can put in links. If you do put in links, start with the HTTPS with like that, because that's what it'll look for to find a link, and then you can put the links in. Once you finish, it'll resize to what you need, and now you've got the content in 4054. So when you do come to schedule stuff on LinkedIn, and you open up LinkedIn and you put in a post, you can actually just come here. Don't copy the cell. That sometimes causes grief for the LinkedIn. But if you select the text and you just scroll across and kind of scroll down, it'll get to all the text, and you can copy that and you can paste that into LinkedIn when you're scheduling, so that it's exactly the same as it got here. So it should be able to recognize it later on. So that will let you, I'm just going to clear this out because I want to go back and I don't want this to flag up with issues. So that will then let you do all of your content, and that will help you to schedule. You can schedule it, you can see it all in one place, you can see, or plan it at least, you can see how many, you can go back to your campaigns, you can see how many, the number of posts you got per campaign, what the spread's like. This other stuff will only populate once you've got some analytics data. So that's it basically as to what you need to do beforehand. Then all you really need to do then is collect the analytics data, and that comes in here. So if you go to LinkedIn, you can set the period from the 1st of January the 1st, 2023 to October the 4th. So this is a few days ago. This is as late as it'll go. And I start at the beginning of my spreadsheet. So if, for example, we were now on the 5th of January next year in 2024, I would only be able to go back to the 5th or 6th of January the previous year. So I might lose some posts. So if you've gone beyond the year, then you can't just simply replace all of the analytics data. You need to just have a look and see which posts you don't have before pasting the new data. And I'll show you how to do that. So if you click on export there, what that actually does is it exports a sheet like this. You'll have 2 tabs. When you actually export, remember there's a little bar at the top that says enable editing. Just click that so that you can actually edit it, so that you can get the data. We don't want the metrics data. We want the all posts data. And you don't want this first row where you just got some random text. You only want from the headers. Now, this is what I mean, because this is actually because you're posting the data from this, what you just got to do is be careful. If you come back to your initial spreadsheet where you paste the data last time, at the bottom will be some that we did in January. So what you want to do is when you have a look at this data over here, you want to come down at the bottom and just see how far back it went, because there might be a few posts that are missing if you're posting more, if you could downloaded a year's worth of data and that doesn't go back as far as your spreadsheet goes back. So all you need to do then is just simply come to the spreadsheet. If you click on here, you can see the post up at the top here. So maybe what you might have to do, for example, is just maybe copy the last 3. And if you copy those ones and then you come back to this new data, right click here and say paste values, then you actually paste them onto here. And then when you've got those, now you know you've got the full year's worth of data. But as I said, if you're doing this download during the year, you don't have to worry about that because you'll have enough. It's only if you go beyond that. So what we do is we copy from the header, Shift Control and right, Shift Control and down. So we get all the data, copy that, and then we come back to this spreadsheet. You go to the top. In the gray row, top left, this is where the titles go. Right click and paste values. Not normal paste, that'll ruin your spreadsheet, paste values. And then you paste those values over these particular ones. And then just have a quick look down here. If all of these are text sets, recognize all the header, it's got the data you need. Here you can put the date format. This is just if LinkedIn changes their date format. There was one place where they did, yeah, here we go. They do month and then day. So I said month, day, year. So that's how they've done their data. So it knows how to extract it and put it into the correct format for you. And then what you can do is you can go back to your LinkedIn posts. And now you can see, because I've got all that data in, it's recognized what's happened. It's found those new ones. And when we come down here, what's going to happen here is you can't see it yet, but because this post, my new post here, starts off with the same text, this text is all the same. Now, it does change later on, but because this post intro only pulls up a certain number of characters, they look the same. So it's found one. But what's going to happen next time is when I come back to this again, next time, this next row is going to be blank because it's going to go, well, I've already used this code. I can't use it again. What do I do now? So next time I would put these values in, but I'm going to do it this time just to show you how to do it. So if I go to the 5 post, if this data doesn't show up, then what it means is I can't find that ID code. So if you go to your raw data, and if you actually scroll across, here is the ID code for that. So this is here's the 7 person, that's part 1, and this is the ID code. So this text here is what you've told it to look for to find the ID code, but that's what you want just for the ID code, just the numbers. Copy. And once you've copied that, if you then go back to your spreadsheet, and you can do this with any post, it doesn't have to only be the ones that are blank, as I'm showing you now, but you can then paste that one into there, click enter, and now it knows that that is the ID code. And then next time when I get a new one, I'll put the ID code in. And you can see I've had to do it here because all of these posts started with the same text and they just changed later on. But all these other posts where it starts with different text, the spreadsheet will find it. So you don't have to worry about most of those. It'll just be if you're running a campaign where you start off the text with the same text and it can't differentiate, then you can go in and put the code. Sometimes you might have an issue. For example, if you've got a special character or something in and it just throws a bit of a wobbly. But if anything like that happens and it doesn't show the information here, you can just simply come and put that code in. Just to go back to your settings, that UNR, LinkedIn activity, etc., that is the text that we're looking for behind the code. So I've just pulled out that text. So if that changes and it can't find any of the codes, then just pull out some text before the code on the LinkedIn export and put that into this cell here in the settings, and then it knows where to look to find the code. And once you've done that, it pulls in all the information, works it out into points, generates all of the reports. So all your campaigns will fill in. It'll show you here your rank. And then you've got the last 2 tabs. The last 2 tabs is the report tab, shows you your content all ranked in order. It's this table number 1 of 3, because you've got 3. You can go and see the second table, or you can type in 3 to see the third table. So you can see all of your posts ranked in order. You can see a breakdown monthly of all the points earned and how they've been earned. So you can see our comments increased there and then dropped off, that kind of thing. You can see how you've done. You can scroll down, you can see the average points per post per month. So rather than the total, because sometimes you might have more posts in a month and you want to see actually how you did per post. You can come and see a total breakdown of the points, where all the points have come from. You can see your impression points versus other points. So the impression points are the green bar below. So you can see here, for example, you had fewer impressions, but more engagement, which is great. Other times, like here, you had more impressions and engagement dropped off. So you can see how that works. You can see your points per impression as a percentage. You can also see the number of posts per media and the average points per media. So you can see I'm posted more here with the branded image, but I actually seem to get better return on non-branded images for some reason. You can see a breakdown here. You can see your total points per campaign and where they came from. And here you can see your average points per post per campaign. And then you can see a league table of the most successful websites. So this is all the links. If you've got 1 link per post, it'll take the first link and it'll show you which of those have been more popular to come back to. So you can have a look again, toggling through the tables. You've got an average points per post at the month end, so you can see how it's progressing from month end to month end. And you can see here how each month goes on from the last. So these ones here are at month end. So in other words, January will include January, February will include January, and February, March will include January, February, March, etc. Here you've got a breakdown of average points based on the time of the day, where you post, so you can check the daytime and also your average points per week, so Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, so you can see whether a specific time of day is better or a specific day of the week is better. And here you've got the comparison between the average points earned per post, so you can see the different media types and reactions and comments and all the rest of it. And here you've got a kind of a what they call them, heat kind of map. Once they're all filled in, that you'll see breakdown between campaigns and the images and the content that you're using. And here you've got a league table of the most successful campaigns. So quite a comprehensive report. You can have a look through that in more detail yourself and see how it all works once you've got some figures in. The last tab is the dashboard tab. And this is usually just kind of an overview. Some of this is already in the report in more detail. The section on the left here shows you about data alerts. So it'll show you, I've got content scheduled for the future. This one will flag up saying you need to schedule some more content. There are other alerts over here that will pop up. And these ones here are just for these different tabs. So for example, if on the LinkedIn posts, for example, I hadn't put a date in here, the 27th of December. Now, if you go to the dashboard, it says that there's one alert on that tab. And then when you go back again, it's disappeared and everything's all right. So this left section's for the data. Here you've got your points per month per type. So you've just got an overview of that and an overview of the breakdown of the points and which of the media ones are performing better. So that's just an overview. All of that's on the report, but it's just nice to have it all on one sheet as a kind of a dashboard, as it were, for that point, for easy viewing. And that's that. I hope that makes sense. It's relatively simple to use as long as you follow the way that I've said to do so. And if you use a LinkedIn business page and you schedule content and you want to see how your campaigns are doing, this is awesome. I use this myself. This is actually the one that I use. And if you do use this, I wish you all the best for your LinkedIn marketing. Thank you very much and goodbye.